Hi, I think this is working. My name is Jen. I've never done this before, but I felt compelled to tonight, or this morning actually, based on last night's Glee episode, the Whitney Houston tribute episode. Um, I'm a Gleek. I really am. I'm huge. I love it. It's so campy and wonderful and has everything I love. It has music, has dancing, has acting, has teenage drama, has lesbians. I mean, what's not to love? So tonight, last night's episode obviously was the tribute to Whitney Houston, and I actually think that this episode worked better than most of their tribute episodes because there was a central theme that ran through it. They told the story through the Whitney Houston songs that they chose, which was kind of goes back to what happened on the first season when Glee was at the top of its game and it used to tell or advance the storyline through songs, like as opposed to in the past where it's been ridiculously inconsistent and they seem to just choose artists with no rhyme or reason, and they throw in a song in there because they know they could sing it great. So, obviously, the theme of this episode was that the seniors are getting ready to say goodbye and that Whitney Houston had passed. So, I thought that it was brilliant. I can't really recall the last time I saw the specific writer, Ross Maxwell, take the lead on the writing, but he did an awesome job. It was very consistent. He remembered things from he seemed to at least have a history in the characters, as opposed to some other writers like Matt Hodgson, who seems to forget. We know the history of these characters. You need to know them too. So anyway, this guy Ross Maxwell gets an A+ in my book. He did great. So obviously, I'll focus on Brittany and Santana, but I'll talk about them last because I'll spend the most time talking about them. So we could just go couple by couple. So let's just start with the adults and get them out of the way. So Will and Emma are going to be planning their wedding, and then you come to find out that Will also is kind of feeling the same way the kids are, that he wants to keep freeze this moment in time. He doesn't want it to move on. That's why he wants to plan the wedding so quickly, and that's why he acts like Finn in this episode. Like seriously, he's like Finn from last episode. Like I get that they're really close, they have a fatherly son type relationship, and it's pretty evident. So, most of the time, I could really care less about the adults, but I have to say that, I love Emma. I really do. Um, Jayma Mays is a wonderful actress. She plays this kooky character wonderfully. Um, and, I think that she's great. Will, I'm really tired of, honestly. Like, he's a horrible teacher, and it's kind of a shame that because Matt Morrison is a great actor and has all this wonderful background experience in theater, and he just, he's a teacher and he's supposed to be their mentor, but sometimes he acts more immature than the students he's supposed to be mentoring. So that's a whole other story for a whole other day. So, the other adult who was in this episode was Kurt's dad, who is hands down the best father on television. Like, just amazing. Like, you've seen Michael Valley in other things, and he was been around this industry for a long time. But to see him in this role, like, this is what he's going to be known for being Kurt's dad, and he was amazing. Okay, so, yes, even though I'm gay, and I do love Klaine, I'm kind of tired that they keep focusing on them. However, I must say that Blaine and Kurt this episode really touched me. Like, Blaine's trying to protect his own heart because he knows that Kurt's dream is to go to NYADA, to be in New York, and, Blaine is only a junior, which seems ridiculous because if you think back, he seems like he's been in high school for a really long time because he was at one high school, he was bullied, he got transferred to Dalton, and he became this big superstar at Dalton, and now he's in McKinley. So it's like, dude, the kid seems pretty smart, so you wouldn't think he'd graduate with them, but I guess they're trying to keep, not everybody graduating because they're like graduating a whole shitload of them for some stupid reason. I can't even get started on the graduation. Anyway, so I thought that, this was good because it showed that, like, if you can remember back to season one when Kurt was just barely coming out, like, trying to accept himself and falling in, like, you remember Mercedes had that crush on him that was so awkward. It was like, duh, hello, he's gay, blah. So, okay. So then moving from there, um, I'm really sad that they really don't use the Asians. Like, what's up? Like, are they like fucking prejudiced? Like, Mike's a senior too, and yes, he could dance, and like he's proven he could sing. And I don't necessarily need him to like sing a solo every time, because personally, I don't think his voice is that strong enough. Even though he's done a remarkable job for not having sung at all previously. But like Tina, like why couldn't Tina sing a Whitney song? Like I am so sad at how they underutilized Jen Ushkowitz. Like I hope that next year she'll have a breakout year because she'll be a senior. Because it's like they throw her a bone every now and then, and then you forget how. I mean, I understand. There's only an hour or less than that because they have to film. So like what, 47 minutes, and there's lots of characters, and you know, but like, dude, you've had this wonderful actress on your show for freaking like 2 and 3/4 of like, the show has been alive, and like you barely let her sing. Like she has one of those voices that's very pure sounding, and it's like when you hear her sing, it's like you forget how awesome she is because, I mean, you obviously have Leah Michelle and Amber and of course Naya and Chris. I mean, yes, this cast is filled with a plethora of talent. That's not, that's a great thing, an asset, but can be negative because obviously, a people, they can't feature everybody every episode, and most storylines have like a main plot, like and then like one or two back burner stories. They have to, mix into everything. I understand that. But I just wish that like they would remember that Tina is there and like, she can't say more than one line an episode. I know that she can. She could sing background as much as I love Brittany. I love my Brittany. Tina can sing backup vocals too and at least be there. Like, she's a wonderful dancer. She went to school in the same area with Leah Michelle, or, they were in Spring Awakening together. So she has all this great experience, and I'm really waiting. I'm really waiting because, like, I'm gonna need to have replace somebody when my girls graduate, you know. So I'm gonna be in the Tina bandwagon for next year, and I hope that she freaking like, they stop ignoring the talent that she has. All right, I'll get off my Tina soapbox. Okay, Leah and not Leah. Aha, Leah and Corey slash Finch. Um, I'm glad that like they didn't really focus on them in this episode. Like I was kind of worried that they would. I mean, of course they still have their little like kiss moments or whatever, but like So Emotional was really awesome. Like really, like Naya. I'm sorry, I'm getting like all like time warp crazy. Santana singing to Brittany and Rachel singing to Finn and being a little sexy, which is not Rachel's usual. I mean, Santana's like oozing sex, obviously. She's like, what's that stupid thing that guy said? Sex on a stick? Yeah, that's Santana for sure. Okay, have I talked about couples? Oh, Joe and Clint. I can't forget about them. I have to say that I'm impressed with Samuel Larson. I mean, I really wasn't. I mean, I thought that he got by on his good looks, and yeah, the boy could sing, but dude, I was rooting for oh shoot, what's that girl's name? The adorable girl with the red hair. Like I wanted her to win so bad. Like I liked her more than Lauren Zeis's character. I just thought that they could do so much with her, or she could be friends with Lauren, and and like just have another plus size type girl on there, showing that it's okay. So I was kind of disappointed she didn't win, and I love Rory. I thought the underdog. I always root for the underdog, and I think he has fit in seamlessly with the cast. And obviously, he'll be offered hopefully, will be offered more episodes. And I thought they did Harmony's job fine, and I think what's that? What's Alex's kid? Whatever. Last week he did amazing. Okay. Joe, I was still kind of on the fence on. Like they kind of just threw him in there and didn't really give like, "Hi, I'm Teen Jesus and I was homeschooled and I'm a sophomore." For Christ's sake, you're a sophomore? Like, how is that even possible? You look like you should be like up here in Berkeley smoking pot or something. But I mean, don't get me, whatever. I don't know what the hell just happened. Shit. Uh, having technical difficulties right now. I don't know if you can still see me because I'm new at this, so I apologize. Anyway, forget about everybody else. I have to talk about my one true pairing, Brittany and Santana. Okay, I was talking with or been sending emails back and forth with JJ, who, if you don't know who she has a Tumblr account or blog, I guess is what you call it. It's called The Most Random Fandom, and she is amazing. So we were talking back and forth through messages this weekend, like, how excited we were for the episode and blah, 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 blah. And, like, we hope they don't fuck it up, because we get all excited. And I have to say, for once, they did not fuck it up. Like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like, my brain could not process fast enough what I was watching on screen. And it makes me wish that I'm not on a travel assignment right now and that I could, like, rewatch the episode right this second because there is so much Britannia interaction that like I couldn't even breathe. Like I seriously needed my inhaler. And like I was watching Twitter and like it was blowing up. It was nuts and like okay, let me breathe. My mom says I have to practice deep breathing because I freak out too much. So I freaked out for a good reason. So, I mean, it's a good thing I watched this episode by myself because I was like screaming like a fucking like little girl. Like I could barely contain my excitement. I was like jumping up and down. Like, seriously, like I don't even know what the other people staying in this extended stay hotel must have thought was coming out of this room because I was like losing my mind and screaming. Okay, so I had watched already the them performing. How will I know? Like I can't even count how many times because it's like the most perfect. Like the thing that makes me so angry is that like when Glee has a chance to do things great, they do such an amazing job. And when they fuck it up so bad. But I must say, this has got to be like one of the best tribute episodes they've done. And they've done obviously plenty. But, this just, I mean, I love Whitney Houston. I grew up, I'm a child. I was born in 1979. So, like, Whitney was my girl. Like, oh God, the whole thing, her whole thing. And I was completely heartbroken when she passed away. And oh, so that was just beautiful and touching, and oh god, like just all of them, and when they wore those outfits on stage, and they looked all finally like they chose outfits that looked appropriate. Like I could see them, even though I know that they're not like 17, 18-year old. That that they were like seniors, and like it was amazing. So then, okay, I mean, people have been listening to Heather Morris's version of I Want to Dance with Somebody, and people were criticizing, like, why does she get to sing a solo? Hello, it's not a solo, it's a duet. And she's singing it to her girlfriend, so, like, back the fuck up, okay? I apologize for the cursing. I'm from Jersey. I have a dirty mouth, so please forgive me for the cursing. I'm trying to be better and control myself. But when it comes to them, I can't. I'm, like, fiercely loyal and devoted to them. So this is my take on Heather Morris. Heather Morris is, like, a freaking quintuple threat. Okay, the girl can dance like nobody's business. She's hysterical. She could deadpan. She could act. People criticize. I mean, people will criticize fucking anything. Okay, but you gotta lay off her because she's one amazing being with an amazing work ethic and like I can't even. The girl came. The girl tried out for dance. She had a love of dance. She tried out for So You Could Dance. She didn't make it there, and then she made it to Beyonce's World Tour, bitches. And then how she got ugly is just, kismet. Just it was supposed to happen that way because she was supposed to be best friends with Naya Rivera, and she was supposed to be Britney so that they could be Britannia or my personal favorite, Santini. So that's what I have to say. Heather, oh well, really, Britney was finally given a chance to say how she felt about her relationship because obviously this year has been focused on Santana coming out, okay? And how traumatic and can you get me started on how he kissed a girl. Let's just not say we did because anyway, we saw her just sit there and be supportive and hug Santana, but we haven't actually heard her say anything. So this is when I sort of think that it's a good thing that Matt Hodgson is dating Naya because maybe Naya was like, listen, man, like Brittany hasn't even said anything about us dating now. Like Santana's all yay, yay, I'm gay, and like we haven't. Brittany has barely spoken like any words, and yeah, she does her cool one-liners here or there, but they don't even like give her like dialogue. Like I don't know what the hell. Like I was hoping that like Ryan, Ian, and would take like over since American Horror Story was off air, on their hiatus, that these writers are kind of just filling in for them. But I mean, I'm sure that they supervise, and yes, it's gotten better since American Horror Story was over in the fall. So I'm assuming they're taking a more active role. But apparently Ryan Murphy's everywhere right now, but he's not the greatest show leader either. But we all have. I